Dear viewers, the topic for today is questions about Biden-Kamala administration, America's leadership role, because 60 days have passed, 2 months have passed since the Biden-Kamala administration assumed power, the White House. So one wonders to what extent the Democratic Party and in the post-Trump era has been able to. Although it is too early to predict, it is too early to expect miracles, but certainly in 60 days time questions have been raised as far as the performance of Biden-Kamala administration, to what extent they have been able to play a leadership role. Leadership role not only as far as the world is concerned, but also in their own country. There are a couple of things which we have to understand in 60 days of Biden-Kamala administration. Certainly, a number of problems and issues accumulated in the US about the pandemic, that several hundred thousand Americans have been killed. The country in the last 1 year, maybe more, has faced serious lockdowns, has faced unemployment, has faced economic crisis, health crisis because of pandemic. So the first thing which the Biden-Kamala administration, which they can basically take to the credit, is the passage of $1.9 trillion, $1.9 trillion of stimulus bill. Stimulus bill. So more than $1 trillion of a stimulus bill that is aimed to provide every American, almost every American, $1,400 in order to cope with the pandemic crisis, and also to support various businesses and things like that. And the bill was passed, more than $1 trillion of bill was passed by the Senate, which has a narrow, very narrow majority of the Democratic Party, and by the House of Representatives. Even the House, Democratic Party has a fragile majority. So that is one thing which one can basically argue and say that that's one achievement of the Biden-Kamala administration. The second thing is the claim which has been made by President Biden, Joseph Biden, that July 5th, that is the American Independence Day, will be celebrated in a pandemic-free environment. So in around 3-4 months, the US President is hopeful that coronavirus will be eradicated from the US, and because of the vaccines, because of other measures which have been taken. But then there are other the critics, they argue that the Biden-Kamala administration in the last 60 days has not been able to, things which they should have done earlier in the first place. And that is something which reminds us when we talk about their inability as far as the lack of the leadership role which they have not been able to play. The first is that Joseph Biden, when he was not the president, he was very critical of the role of Saudi Arabia and how a Saudi journalist, Jamal Khashoggi, was killed in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, and the manner in which he was killed, and therefore fingers were raised against the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. So unlike like what was the position of Joseph Biden and Democratic Party on that issue, nothing has been done. And Saudi Arabia has not been declared a pariah state. That is not only the issue of the human rights, the question of human rights, in which the poor record of Saudi Arabia, but also the killing of Jamal Khashoggi, and that is something which the Biden administration should have done seriously about it, but it failed to. The second thing is about Myanmar, that in Myanmar it has been more than a month that the military has unleashed a reign of terror after overthrowing the civilian government on the 1st of February this year, and Myanmar has also not been declared as a pariah state by the US. The US has done nothing as such except some minor steps which it has taken, like it froze some of the amount of the government of Myanmar in American banks and things like that, but the US has done nothing to impose hardcore sanctions against the military junta of Myanmar, has not declared Myanmar as a pariah state, has not moved along with its allies also. So that is something which has disappointed the people who expected the Biden-Kamala administration to take a firm stance against Myanmar. The third thing is that Biden-Kamala administration has not been able to take any step as far as the Middle East Palestinian-Israeli peace process is concerned, and time is passing. And Biden-Kamala administration, Joseph Biden himself, he was sometimes critical the manner in which Israel was establishing Jewish settlements in the occupied West Bank, but there is no activity as such. Fourth is about Afghanistan, that even now the US is double-minded in case of Afghanistan, and if it if it back off from February 28, 2019 Doha agreement, which was reached between the US government and the Taliban, that by May 1st, 2021, the US forces there will be complete American US withdrawal from Afghanistan. So that is something which we have to understand, that there is confusion which prevails as far as the Biden-Kamala administration is concerned on Afghanistan, and it's a very serious issue, because Afghanistan is fast moving towards instability and chaos and disorder and fragmentation and things like that. Then there is another factor which we have to understand in the last 60 days, that regardless of what had happened in November 2020 elections and how such elections were made controversial by the Donald Trump and his supporters in the Republican Party, the thing is basically that Trumpism is a reality. Donald Trump is not a dead horse, which was reflected in a recent rally which took place in Florida, in which Donald Trump was, and he spoke about, and he was confident that he will return to power in 2024. So Trumpism, the threat of Trumpism still looms large, and domestically also, although the Biden administration is very clear in order to curb racial polarization, because how America got divided, particularly the cold-blooded murder of George Floyd by 3 American policemen, and Black Lives Matter. So the US is polarized, the US is divided, and it will be an uphill task for the Biden-Kamala administration to proceed and to unite the US. But every challenge is an opportunity, absolutely. Every crisis is an opportunity, and that reminds us to the fact that with resilience, with the clear-headedness, if they are clear-headed, with confidence and with the support of American people, that's very important. That where are the supporters of Democratic Party? Why are the supporters of Democratic Party? I mean, Democratic Party won elections, got more popular votes than Donald Trump. Then we don't see Democratic Party as such. And finally, that how in the last few days there are allegations against the governor of New York, sexual harassment and things like that. And Democratic Party legislatures in New York City and in the New York State have also demanded that Governor Andrew Cuomo, he should resign. So it means that there is within Democratic Party, New York is a very important state. New York State has, in the recent past, supported Democratic Party, and Governor Andrew has been a very, staunch supporter of Democratic Party, and he is being targeted. He is being targeted for sexual harassment and things like that. So that is something which we have to understand, that within the Democratic Party, there are issues, and such issues will be exploited by the Republican Party, by Donald Trump, and it is still too early to basically expect something great from the Biden-Kamala administration. But one can conclude, I can conclude in just one sentence: so far, so good. Thank you very much.